2004 or 6 Yamaha 250 4-stroke engine, low compression. So we removed the cylinder heads off of this engine, which is quite a few pieces. You know, you got 4 cams, and you got to, you know, we can set it up on top dead center, verify our marks are all good. We run some preliminary tests like compression tests, etc. And we, anyway, determined that we had some valves leaking. That was by doing a leak down test and basically listening where the air was coming out. So the next thing to do was to remove the cylinder heads, which Joseph there has in front of him. Joseph and Walker pulled the heads off of this fine F250. And the cylinder bores look pretty good. I mean, get a flashlight. Let me get a flashlight. So the bores don't look too bad. They still got some hone marks in them. I mean, there's some wear, you know, in the bores, but pistons look normal for an engine like this. Yeah, right down there we've got a water passage that's just full of sand. Now they took a screwdriver and poked through that, and I'm not sure where that water passage goes, but yeah, it's very important. Here's one. This water passage is full of gravel and full of sand. Right here, you see all this? This is gravel and this is sand, right? And it's packed tight. So that's at the bottom of the cylinder head, just opposite the exhaust port. So let's look where that goes. So really, that's may not be that big of a deal because it's a blocked passageway anyway, right here. So it's blocked off by the cylinder head. So that doesn't look like that's a big issue, but certainly kind of a flaw in the design, you know, to have an area there. Maybe they put it there so it would collect all the crap and it wouldn't get to anything else. It could be an engineering design. But we also see up inside of here, we got all this corrosion and all this buildup in here in the water jackets. Look at all this. Right? And, you know, it's not too bad. I mean, there's, you know, it's kind of hard to see, but it's some in there. But it's kind of random, but right there is quite a bit. And of course that down there, we'd want to clean that out. This side doesn't look too terribly bad except at the bottom. Over here on the cylinder heads, we took the heads and we used a vacuum tester, which was here just a second ago, but we're building another set of cylinder heads over there. So we use this handy dandy Sue valve vacuum tester, and it'll pull about 22 psi of vacuum when you have a good sealing valve. We could check the intake valves with a vacuum tester because we have the separate ports, and we can just put that on here and draw a vacuum, and we can see if these intake valves are leaking. Excuse my fingers there. But the exhaust, we vacuum tested here to pull vacuum on all of them at one time. Basically, put the tool on like this and pull a vacuum, right? And it was reading pretty bad. So we're doing the old tire test. And basically we just got some soapy water in a bottle, an air blower. We stick a rag in there. We're not gonna shoot a whole bunch of PSI because if we were to overcome the seat pressure, which, you know, I don't know what it would be, he's just putting very little pressure to that now. And you can see how badly these valves are leaking. That's a very slight amount of pressure. So we know we got exhaust valve seat problems. Now let's do this head. Okay, let me get out of your way. We're going to do a little leak test. Let me get a little closer to this. All right, that's good. You can see they're leaking like hell. So, you know, that's a problem. So it looks like it's going to need a valve job, a couple of new head gaskets, an oil change, clean the block out, water pump impeller, maybe thermostat. How's the timing belt look? We want to look at that while we're here, see if it's all cracked or anything. It looks pretty good. So, you know, just some service stuff. And that's it for our Yamaha F250 diagnostics of low compression.